Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make a Lomo Saltado. And this is a popular Peruvian dish made with tender slices of steak, some onions, some tomatoes in a bold and flavorful sauce. And it's also served with rice and French fries. And this is always a big hit. I did make a recipe of this, a video tutorial way back in the day. And this is a really popular recipe between all my friends and family. I received a ton of feedback how much they love this recipe, and when I look back on the video, I realize it needs some sprucing up because my style has changed throughout the years. Okay, so with that being said, I have some fries baking up in the oven. I have some rice in the rice cooker because it is served with rice and French fries. Yes, double carbing it today. I'm using frozen French fries because that just works out perfectly with this recipe. If you want to make them from scratch, go ahead and be my guest, but frozen works just fine. All right, so let's get going on the steak. So my recipe is a tad different from others. I like to cook up the steak in a pan first and then go ahead and slice it up, while others slice it up raw and then kind of cook it up in the pan like a stir fry. But I feel like doing it my way, the steak is less dry and more tender that way. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let me show you the slices of steak that I have. So this is skirt steak. See how it has those like grains going like this way? When you cut them in a diagonal, it comes out nice and tender. But you can also use ribeye, you can use flank steak, you could use New York strip. I don't know if I would use sirloin just because sirloin's a little tough, but if you like sirloin, go right ahead and use that. But my favorite steak to use is skirt steak or flat meat. So I'm just gonna give this a seasoning of salt and pepper. Not gonna go too crazy on the salt just because there's gonna be some soy sauce in the sauce that I'm gonna show you guys how to make later. And also the benefit of cooking it first before you slice it is you could cook your steak however you like. If you like it more on the rarer side, you can make it more rare. If you did cut up into strips, it gets more well done. Okay, so let me go ahead and grab the ingredients for the recipe. So here I have 1 red onion and 2 Roma tomatoes, and that's what's typically served in a Lomo Saltado. I'm just gonna go ahead and slice these guys up. I was actually introduced to Lomo Saltado when I was younger. My family and I would always dine at this Peruvian restaurant, and it was just one of those restaurants that was on our rotation that we would go to every Sunday. And I would order a Lomo Saltado every time. It's just one of those dishes that, this is never good with tomatoes. Hold on one second. All right, as I was saying, it's just one of those dishes that just never disappoints. I mean, you got steak and French fries and rice, and the sauce is just so delicious. I'm gonna show you guys how to make it in a minute. All right, let me go ahead and grab the ingredients for our sauce. So the sauce is just really flavorful and bold, and it's what really had me loving this recipe. And it kind of reminds me of Filipino chicken adobo, if you guys had that before, because of the soy sauce and the vinegar, but we're also going to add some cumin that's going to give it some smoky flavor. So we are gonna be needing a 1/3 cup of soy sauce, and then for the vinegar, I'm just using plain white vinegar. If you don't have plain white, you can also use red wine vinegar. That'll also work with this recipe. And then I'm gonna need about 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. Let's make sure this is cumin and not cinnamon, because in the past I have mixed them up before. So 1.5 teaspoons. I did it to my son's pancakes. I accidentally added cumin instead of cinnamon, and it ended up being a savory pancake. Instead of maple syrup, I just put butter over it, and he actually liked it, which is kind of funny. But yes, they look similar. Okay, so you just want to mix everything until it's combined, and we have everything prepped. We are ready to get cooking. Let's head over to the stove. Oh, sorry you guys. I forgot to add 2 tablespoons of water to the sauce. Okay, now we are ready to get cooking. All right, so I've got my pan really hot over medium heat. I've added some oil, and now I'm going to go ahead and sear the beef. And like I mentioned earlier, you want to cook this to your desired doneness. I'm going to cook the first side for about 2 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and flip it. All right, since these slices are a bit thicker, I did let it sear for about 3 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip them over. And then I'll check on them in another 2 minutes. All right, so I did about 3 minutes on the second side. These are a bit thicker slices of skirt steak. So what I'm gonna do is remove, and then I'm gonna let them rest for a few minutes before I start slicing them against the grain. So after the steak was resting for about 5 minutes, I went ahead and sliced it thin against the grain. And as you can see here, it's about medium in doneness. So you wanna make sure to get that prepped because it goes very, very quickly from here. So I'm going to add some more oil, and I'm gonna go in with the red onions. And I'm gonna cook this for about a minute. We're not trying to get it super soft. We still want the onions to have a little bit of a bite, so we're not gonna cook this for that long. All right, that's about a minute. Now it's time to add in the garlic. That's about 3 cloves of garlic, and I'm gonna cook it for another minute. All right, onions and garlic are looking good. Let's go ahead and add in the sauce. I mean, after you pretty much do the prep work, this is a super lightning speed recipe. There goes the sauce, and goes back to the steak, along with the pan juices. Give it a little mixy mix. And we are pretty much almost done. I'm gonna remove it from heat because I don't want our steak really cooking in there. And then go ahead and add in the tomatoes. So the tomatoes are just gonna kind of cook with that residual heat. All right, so our fries are totally done here. You have 2 choices. Some like to serve the fries on the side, and traditionally the fries are mixed in, but beware, it will get soggy. I like to just put a handful of fries and then serve the rest on the side. So the fries in it is gonna absorb the sauce, so it's not gonna be crispy. The longer it sits, it won't be crispy, but I like to have a little bit of fries in the stir fry, and then I'll serve the rest on the side. All right, last but not least, I have some cilantro here, some fresh chopped cilantro, just like they do it at the restaurant. Gotta have a little bit of, or a lot of it, of fresh chopped cilantro. And there you have it, you guys. This was super duper quick and so delicious. And there you have it, Lomo Saltado. This is definitely a restaurant quality dish, but no hassle of going to a restaurant. Made in the comfort of my own home. So yummy. All right, you guys, it is the moment of truth. It is time for the taste test. And I'm really excited because this is one of my absolute favorite recipes. It's one of the recipes I first made when I started cooking way back in the day. So I just hold it near and dear to my heart. So here I have some rice that I made earlier. At the restaurant, you always have to have it with rice. And then I have some extra fries on the side. Like I said, it's your choice. If you want to mix all the fries in here, you want to serve it in the side, or you want to do it both like I did. Okay, so I'm gonna get a few scoops here. All right. It is looking gorgeous. I just love the colors of the Roma tomatoes with the cilantro. It's just so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna go in with a slice of steak, a little potato, let's cut that fry in half, and a little rice. Okay, I'm trying to get this all in one bite. Cheers, you guys. Okay, this is a favorite for a reason. It's so delicious. I can't wait for you guys to try it out. The steak is perfectly cooked, nice and tender, and then you got the fries and the rice, and then the tomatoes and cilantro give it some freshness. The onions are slightly crispy, and that sauce, it's just so bold and flavorful. It's so good. If you have not tried Lomo Saltado before, you are missing out. Thank you for spending time with me in my kitchen. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you make this recipe. Give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.